Hello. How's everyone doing this evening? Um, today, well, tonight, I am having a wonderful evening. I have spent the day with some remarkable people. Um, People who watched my podcast and wanted to let me know that it was helping. Someone that I trust in God brought them to me, and I trust in God. I trust this person is from God. And um they brought these people to me, you know, and we discussed uh everything basically what I have covered over a wide period of time here on my podcast. And what touched me the most is the young woman. She told me that she could relate to me and her experience. She says is almost our experiences is almost identical. And I stopped her right there and I said, if you looked at my podcast on the very day when I told you that when you start to share with people and people start to share with you, that you're going to have a life style identical twin life, because someone somewhere in the world has gone through the same exact thing that you have, you know? And um she we went on to talk more, and what she told me was, she was glad that God blinded her to a lot of her experiences in life that she was having. And I can relate with that too. So that's why I named this podcast God's Blind Side and His Reveal Time. You know, because when we're going through something and we can't not understand what we're going through and why we are experiencing this thing, and God has a perfect timing to let us know at the right time why we went through that episode in our life. He has a way that He will reveal to us why we went through that, why that happened. And He does not reveal it to us while we're going through it. He reveals it after we're strong enough to face it. You know what I mean? Like when Peter, he had his time and he could not understand what was going on. And Jesus told him, He said, in time, I will reveal to you everything. I know now that you do not understand, but in time, I will reveal that to you. And Saul, on the road to Damascus, he shined a bright light on him and revealed to him that you are persecuting my people. Saul thought he was doing things for Jesus, that he was doing what he was doing for Jesus. But Jesus revealed to him that no, these people that you persecute are my people. You know? So that takes me back to a time when I met this beautiful woman named Myra Mitchell. And we were having Bible study in the chaplain's dorm. Okay. Um, she passed us out some books called More Than a Woman. And in this book, it tells women that we have to overlook the people and know that it is a demonic spirit that has latched on to them. And that is what's causing them to come after us, go after our husband or our children, or try to get us uh, fired or evicted or something. Something about us that is so beautiful, so wonderful. It causes jealousy and envy. And if you look up the definition to jealousy and envy, it says demonic, you know? Because jealous and envious people want to control your life. They don't want to lead, they want complete control over everything in your life. And when they do not get that, that's when the backlash and rumors and all sorts of awful things they try to bring into your life. So we as women, we have to overlook some people, some women, some men. We have to overlook them, and just pray for them. Pray for your enemy, you know, because I can recall times that my Heavenly Father was so gracious to me to hide the truth. And in due time, it was revealed. And when it was revealed to me, I was strong enough to deal with it. You know? So that's why I call this podcast God's Blind Side and His Reveal Time. You know? Because I know being who I am, maybe you guys can relate that if you know of certain things going on in your life at the time you're going through those things, that you would not handle them in a very sensible way. You may get in trouble. The Lord protects us from others and ourselves. He knows us better than anyone. He's our creator. He is the lover, our first love, the first to ever love us. Even before we are in our mother's womb, He loves us. The world changes us, not the world, the people in this world. Because my Heavenly Father world is beautiful. This world, beautiful, flowing with green grass, beautiful mountains, trees, lakes, rivers, oceans, waterfalls, mythical animals in the water, things that we've never seen exist in this world. And I'm a strong believer that my Heavenly Father has put me on this path for a reason. And I know that I have been a sacrifice for lots of women. And I know I have. That's why I am grateful to have this podcast. Now, if you could think back in your life when you were going through something, oh my goodness, and you could not tell anyone what was happening to you at that time in your life, you could not tell. It may have been something very embarrassing for you, something you didn't know the complete and whole story about, you know? And when you started to find out whatever that thing was, you were in a place in your mind where you could have went like, "Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you, God, that I did not know about these events in my life at that time. And I thank you so graciously now that I do know now. Now I know how to deal with these people because who they are has been revealed to me by you. Now their real identity is there. Now I know why this happened. Now I know why they act like this. Now I know why I did not get that. Now I know now. Now I know. But if you had known then, no, 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 you wasn't mature enough to handle it. So he kept it from you until now. And now that you know, you are better equipped to deal with it. Yes, you are. And that happens to all of us, ladies. Gentlemen, yes, all of us. And that's when his blind side time is wonderful for us because I remember walking alone. I thought I was alone and walking with him. I'm walking and I look back and I say, Father, like Jesus, I look back way back then and I only see one set of footprints. But here right now, I see two. What is that? Said me. He said to me, my child, my dear daughter Denise, you see, right back there, when you see only one set of footprints, I was carrying you. Remember all those nights when you cried to me, when that demon substance had you stuck in a corner and you rocking back and forth and you're calling to me and you're asking me to come and save you from this thing. Those times when your heart was broken by someone you thought that loved you, a friend that you really thought you had, but they were not your friend, and you felt weak, but yet and still you got through those times. He said to me, well, I was carrying you through all of that trial, that tribulation, that hard time. I was carrying you. And now you see two sets of footprints. You know why? Because I carried you through the bad times. I carried you through the hard times. I carried you when you thought no one else loved you, when you could not go to your family, your friends, your mother was gone. I carried you. And when I knew that you were strong enough to walk, I put you down to walk on. But you still see two sets of footprints. I said yes. And he said, that's because I am with you. I am with you when you go back in your mind and that bad time in your life, it starts to crawl up on you and it wants to make you feel bad. I am with you to weather that away from you. I am here with you to make sure you don't go back there, to make sure that you can thrive Even through your bad times that you used to have, now you thrive and you thrive because I am here with you. You're strong now. Do you remember that time? Do you guys? Do you remember that time when you were down on your knees in the dark and you was crying? Lord, save me from this relationship. Save me from this addiction. Please save me from this town. Protect me from my enemies. Protect me. Bring me out of this storm alive, in my right mind. Help me. Do you remember that time when he had your back? You know, way back then. Do you remember that? Remember that time when you thought you was not going to eat and you did some way, somehow? Do you remember that time when you just knew you wasn't going to get that job, but you still went for it and you got it? Remember that time when you thought you didn't have enough gas to get over there, but you made it? Do you remember? Because I remember. I remember those times. Now, the only time I look back is to see where he brought me from. That's the only time I might look back. When my adversaries are coming at me or my enemies are trying to crowd me to provoke me, you know what I think about? That time. I remember that time when he had my back. I know you do, don't you? You remember that time and that time and that time and that time, that time and that time and that time and this time. Never forget and be grateful that he blinded you because he saved you from others and yourself. That's why we have a memory. You know what I call my memory? I call it www.memory.com. So that way I won't forget that time that I made it through by the grace of God. I want him more than anyone or anything in this world. And some of you may too. You know, that's why I use my podcast as a platform for people like me so that you could be restored through my personal stories. And you could stop by my house with people that know me. Even though I have went through some hurdles and trials and times in my life, I'm thriving because of those times. I'm standing because of those times. People that I have loved, people you have loved, people you done took up for, you done fed them, you done did wonderful things for you, just like me, have turned their back on you. They have talked about you. They done put you down. But look at you. You still thriving. And that's what makes us strong, my friends. Everything we have been through, everything someone has tried to do to us to destroy us, has made us this person right here. And the people who help shape our lives, never forget them. Never. And I just want you people out there to know who helped shape my life. I will never forget you. Never. I'm going to always be grateful to God for you because you saw in me a person that you can help. You saw a child in need when I was a little girl. You saw a woman who was different and gave me a chance. Pamela Henley, you sure did. And Pammy, you know what? Our last day together, you cried, I cried, and you told me at that little tender age of 21 that you were afraid the world was going to change me because I was so nice to people. And you were afraid for me. But Pammy, I just want you to know that it was not the world. It was the people here. But because of you showing me love to a stranger, someone you didn't even know, my cousin Teresa sent me to you. And she told me to find you, that you were waiting for me when I arrived. And she gave the both of us a perfect description of one another. If you can remember, as soon as we laid eyes on each other, I said to you, and you said to me at the same time, you must be. I love you, Pamela Henley. And I just want you to know I never forgot that love, that support, that advice, everything. And you know what? Remember that song, Into the Sea of Forgetfulness, that you sung that night? I still have the one you wrote. I still have that paper. And I listen to that song. And when every time I hear it, I can see you and me in Macon at that place together. People, right now you may be going through something that you don't understand, but I want you to know something. In due time, at the right time, God going to reveal to you what it is that has you that way. You're going through something you cannot understand for the life of you. You don't know why this person may be doing you like this or why his family or her family, your job, anything, your surroundings may be the way it is. I just want you to know that you are being carried through that storm. And when he gets ready to let you walk and he put down your feet on that foundation, that he will still be with you. Only this time, he'll be walking side by side, which is still the most wonderful thing because now he's carrying you. You're his babe. You're his baby. And he carrying you. And when the time comes, he gonna set you down and you're gonna walk. And you will never forget who it was that brought you through. Never. You know what? God's blind time, that blind side, and that reveal time is awesome. You don't need to know right now. All you have to do is just keep praying to Him. Keep relying on Him for that strength. Yes, people are going to lie on you. They did it to me. They did it to our Jesus. They're going to falsely accuse you of things, of course. But don't worry. He with you. He with you now. And remember that time and that time and that one and that one and that one and that one. He was always there with you every time. And he's not going to go nowhere. One time I was listening to my pastor. I was up under the tutelage of Reverend Stevens, Reverend Fogel, Reverend Snow, Reverend Williams. And they told me a story of a lamb, the sheep. And he told me, he says, well, the sheep are walking. One veers off to the left. That's me and you. Okay. And we go wandering around. But then, after all that wandering around, we somehow roam back to the good shepherd. The good shepherd, he see us coming. He looks, there goes my lost sheep. So then he stretch out his arms. You come to him and he take your leg and break it. Then he wrap it up real nice and set it, with the tunic and everything. He set it right. Then he put you in line with the rest of the sheep. And then you're walking, but you limping, but you're still going behind the rest of the flock the way you're supposed to go. And you are limping and you limping. And then after a while, that limp disappears. And then you go to walking right, striding right, doing it right. Now you don't need the tunic anymore. And he takes it off of your leg. And then you are walking in the right way without the tunic. That's us. Sometimes we veer to the left and we veer to the right, but we, lost sheep, will come back to our good shepherd and join in the flock. And he'll break us down. Oh, yeah, you came back, but I'm going to break you down. And then you will walk right. After a while, you're going to walk right with the rest of the flock. And that is us. Don't be ashamed to come back to the Good Shepherd. Don't listen to the naysayers, the he and she sayers, the them sayers, the they sayers. They have no authority over your life, They cannot write your testimony. Only God could write your testimony. They can make up stories, lies, but only you can tell your very own testimony. Only you, because you were the one, not them. And they were not the good shepherd who rescued you, who, when you heard his voice, you understood and you came a running. Don't worry. Be happy. Be glad that you got sense enough to go back to him, to join the flock. Instead of staying out there and going to this person and that person and this person and that person and asking them, what would you do? People tell you exactly what they would do. So don't ask them, what would you do if you was in this situation? What would you do? They're going to tell you exactly what they would do. That is not going to work for you. Life is a self program, and that is your life. And this is mine. And through my experience, I'm going to tell you the truth. I have nothing to gain from leading you the wrong way. I do not. I am 50 years old. I am and will always be a recovering addict. I am proud of where God has brought me from, the people He has put in my life to keep me going where I'm going. And I thank God for His blind side and His revealed time. And so will you. Because I know, my sister, my brother, you may be going through something right now. Stay prayed up. If you are just starting in your sobriety, keep going. It will get easier. Now, I'm not telling you the road won't be entirely easy. No, it's going to be bumpy at first, but you got to stick to it. And you have to think about who you are. Who took that taste away from you? Who removed you out of that house of bondage, out of that town of bondage? You got to be ready and willing to make that change. No one can do it for you. No one. There are matters of our heart no one can understand but us. No one can. They're not us. I do forgive my haters. And sometimes I do get tested, but I am blessed and saved from the corruption and the pitfalls in which they set for me. Now He's given me the insight and power to see right through what they're doing and what they're trying. And that will happen to you too. One day you're not going to fall for the okey doke. One day you're going to stand on all 10 toes because we go through trials, we go through tribulations, we go through pain. But it's that one pain that hurt us so bad that it make us stand on all 10 toes. You know how life is. Life will take us down, but it is up to us whether or not we're going to stay down or are you going to get up? I got up and I'm not going down. I'm not turning around. There are too many people depending on me. There are too many people I need, and they need me too. So I'll be here, I'll be there, and I will be strong enough to stand and give whatever task it is my undivided attention because right now I'm in training for that. I am in training. You guys, whatever you're going through, you can't figure it out. Don't try. He will reveal it to you in time. He's a on time God and a God of a second chance. So it don't matter how long you done been out there bumping your head in the world, trying to make things reasonable, trying to make sense out of things that don't make sense, and you done stumbled, you have failed. It doesn't matter. Right now, you're up and you're able. Keep going. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the he and the she sayers. They're not perfect, you know. They just want you to think that they're perfect. That's not it. You know what it is? They have skeletons in their closet, and baby, if they ever get out, woo! I tell you the truth. Be strong. Strive to be your best. No matter who trying to stop you, you know, it doesn't matter. To the young lady I saw the other day at my son's graduation, and let me tell you, Hurd Elementary, Virginia Hurd Elementary School. Mwah! Great. I love those teachers. The service was wonderful. And I met a very beautiful young lady, cute as a button. I told her to tune in to People Like Me, PLM, with Denise Jenkins. I told her and her mother look like sisters, not mother and daughter. It had me fooled. But I understand that, you know, because my mama looks like my sister. You know, I thought they were sisters. I really did. Black don't crack. Okay. Anyway, um, I told her that I am a recovering addict. She had the most beautiful smile, most beautiful set of teeth, right? So I tell her, these teeth that you see is a result of me being on a demon substance that ate away at the enamel on my teeth. I don't want your beautiful smile, no, 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 little sister, to ever look like this. I told her after I get my 10,000 views, that's going to have to hit there because that's when I'm going to go and get my teeth done. But until then, this is my proof that that demon substance is no good for you. Your appearance or your mind. Do you know what I mean? And I don't ever want her to ever experience that in her beautiful life or anyone that she knows. She is my little sister. I am her mother's sister, and I am their keeper. Her mother, her mother, and every mother and daughter all over the world who has been touched by that demon substance and who hasn't. I love you all. Like my podcast, subscribe, and give me your comments. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and take care. Be strong and be proud of him, not of you. He doesn't like a proud man or a proud woman. So be careful when you're telling people about your lifetime, because proud people always say, I. People with a testimony always say, grace of God. If it was not for the grace of God, I would not be here to talk to you. I would not have what I have if it wasn't for God. And I don't care what anyone say to try to stop me. Do not provoke me, for I am only a child of God. And he is not done with me yet. I am on my way, and nothing's going to stop me. Nothing. I know he has my back. I'm in the fire, and he right there with me. I'm in the den of lions, and he's right here with me. And I'm not afraid. Have a good night. Like and subscribe and give me your comments. Talk to you later. Good night.